Knows Best.
Hi, friends, and welcome back to Brenna Knows Best. I'm your host, Brenna Berg. Hi, how are you guys? Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. How was your weekend? I hope it was superb. Let's just get into the stories. Am I the asshole for financially screwing over my sister after finding out that she's close with my ex and his wife? Usually, I wouldn't take personal advice from strangers online, but everyone in my life seems to think that I'm petty, scorned, a bitter woman, which I probably am, and I need objective advice. My ex-husband, currently 43 male, and I, 43 female, were college sweethearts. For me, life felt perfect. I trusted him completely. That's why it was so shocking when I found out he was in love with his much younger colleague. She was around 24 at the time. I won't get into the details of how I found out, but the affair was well known at his workplace. When I confronted him, all he said was, "I'm sorry, I tried really hard not to fall for her." Ow! What? I'm sorry. I fear that if I was ever cheated on, it would be a death penalty for whoever that person was. Like, if a man looked me in my eyes, the love of my life, my husband, and said, "I'm sorry, I really tried not to fall for her," I would literally slit his throat then and there. Like, oh my gosh. I cannot even imagine. It's heartbreaking and it's sick and it's twisted, but that's so sad. But I just think about the rage I would feel. Like, I don't even want to hear Carter say, I'm one of those people, I think it's so unnecessary, and both ways, obviously, to say that somebody's even hot. I understand we're human beings. I can recognize when a girl is beautiful or when a guy is good looking, but there is no reason in my mind why you would need to say that to your partner, that somebody else is attractive. I just don't believe in that. And if Carter dead ass looked me in the eyes and even said something slightly, it was that girl's pretty, that girl's objectively beautiful, I'd be like, what the fuck, divorce? I just think that's wrong. So then to take it the next step, well, not the next step, you skip a few steps and go straight to, "I tried not to fall for my younger coworker, but couldn't help it. Sorry." Oh, deceased. Him and me both, honestly. Okay. He didn't seem sorry at all. It felt like he wanted me to leave him, so I did. That was 6 years ago. Our son was 4 then, and it was the worst time of my life. I honestly don't know how I got through it. And because I was desperate, I wanted him to fight for me, to fight for our family. But he didn't. Newsflash, a man who's willing to step out on his marriage is not going to fight for you. I mean, that is actually doing the opposite of what you're asking. You want this man to fight for you? He literally cheated on you. He literally had an affair that is quite literally going the opposite direction. Oh! Honestly, cheating deserves jail time in my opinion, and I don't care if that's insane, but I do believe that. Okay. Anywho, let's keep going. He was quick to sign the divorce papers and didn't even fight for custody. It was as if he had started a new life and completely erased the old one. It took years of therapy to feel normal again, to stop checking that woman's social media and comparing myself to her. The fact that she's very pretty and charming didn't help. His family loved her. And as disgusting as it sounds, one of our common friends even said it out loud. "I don't support cheating, but I mean, look at her." Oh, who the fuck would say that? Did you hear that through the grapevine, or did they say that to your face? Because if they said that to your face, "I don't support cheating, but I mean, look at her," to the person that was cheated on, everybody deserves to die. What? Oh, that is honestly, men will never understand, because I don't think men do what women do at all. How we compare and we obsess and we do this thing. It could be an ex-girlfriend. It could be if you got cheated on, for whatever reason, us women, and maybe it's not all, but I've definitely been there in the past. You just go over again and again and again, and you compare yourself, and you don't even know that person. You're looking at photos of them online, probably you're stalking, and you've built this whole idea, which regardless, regardless, I mean, it sucks that you're there in the first place, but it's like, oh, that is so sad. And you have a son together. Oh my gosh. I can't. I literally cannot. Having an affair. I actually was talking to Carter about something last night. Oh, I think I was going through the stories and I came across one and I literally couldn't open it because when you're on Reddit, it will have the title and then it'll give you like a little snippet. I don't know if it's from the top. I don't know if it's from the middle, but literally there was a sentence and it was like, my husband, cheated on his ex-wife and, left his ex-wife for the affair partner and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I don't care what this story has. You are literally typing this out. This is literally, you married a guy who cheated on his last wife and then left her for the affair partner. I'm like, what the fuck are you marrying that? I couldn't even read it. I literally didn't even click on it because I was like, whatever this is going to set me off. And this person is an idiot. Oh my gosh. And I said that to Carter and he was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I literally can't even. Okay. Anywho, where was I? When I told her about the cheating, this is that part where it says, one of our common friends even said it out loud that I don't support cheating, but I mean, look at her when I told her about the cheating. I guess that's what everyone was thinking. This one was just stupid enough to voice it out. So I had to cut off that group of friends too. No, what the fuck? They said that to you? Sorry, I am unwell. They got married 3 years ago and now have a daughter, a picture perfect little family. The current arrangement is that our son stays with my ex on weekends and holidays, which works fine for the most part. Last week, I found out that my sister, 28 female, has been in touch with my ex all these years. No, I kind of was going to hit the beat of, and I'm proud to be an American. Anywho, what? Here's the thing. I have, my strong opinions. Let's say that my brother and his wife, who I love, got divorced. Now, they don't have children, and I get it. When there are children involved, okay, you also have a relationship. I have a relationship with my brother's wife, but when they divorce, my brother is my family and I'm on his side. And sure, could we keep in touch loosely with the ex-wife, especially if they had a kid? I get that. That would be my niece or nephew. But even still, if they got divorced with a child, we are not close. I'm sorry. I love you. And it's nothing to do with you. But I just think that family. Oh, it reminds me of you guys. Did you watch The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives? I think it was on season 2 when Taylor, she has 2 baby daddies, but one of them, well, maybe both of them, her mom was like, yeah, I'm friends with him. So what? This is her mom who is still close to her ex-husband and baby daddy. I'm like, that is just so wildly inappropriate in my opinion. That's your daughter. How uncomfortable for her and how non-loyal. I don't know. It's kind of the same sentiment of, well, they didn't do anything to me. It's when your friend was wronged by somebody or somebody fucked them over or said something mean or whatever the thing is. And it's oh, well, they never did something to me. It's no, you did something to my best friend. That means, And especially for family, it's I get it. And nothing has to go bad. And Taylor's mom in that instance, it's not like she had a falling out with the ex-husband, but it's that's your daughter's ex-husband. You just need to, you can be cordial, but you cut that off. That's how I feel about this. This girl's sister is still close with the ex. I get it. That's her. But also the fact that she's just finding out also means that they're hiding it. She's just learning about this now. So, the sister has to go out of her way to keep that a secret. And that right there tells me everything that I need to know, that it's not okay. And that you knew if your sister found out, she'd be unhappy. And that right there is enough to tell me that you shouldn't be doing that thing. I just it's similar to being friends with an ex, my exes. It's even if nothing went bad, I just don't understand the reason. And again, if you want a relationship with your nephew, like her sister, it's like, that's through your sister. Like you see him like what is the point? It's same thing as like being friends with an ex. It's like, even when you were co-parenting, it's like, you can be cordial, you can be friendly, but like, I think there needs to be a line in the sand. I think the line gets so blurry, but even more so, like I can understand like co-parenting, whatever. There's so many different ways to do that. But like, if my brother, which of course he's never really known any of my ex-boyfriends, like even if Carter and I, let's say we have a kid and get divorced. Okay, not going to happen, but let's say. And then my brother was like close to him when like I have to like co-parent with him and like don't really, I just like, I don't know. I believe in loyalty, especially amongst families. And again, this girl knows she's in the wrong because the fact that you just found out after all these years, yeah, that's weird. I don't like that at all. That would have been forgivable since they were close when we were married and she saw him as a brother, but she's actually best friends with his new wife. Oh, what? What? See, that is like so inappropriate. Out of all of the people you can be friends with, this is the thing. Like when people have weird friendships like this or like weird dynamics, it's like something's going on here because like there are too many people on this goddamn earth to be friends with or best friends with your sister's ex's new wife. Like that is so unnecessary and like, I would cut the sister off. I would say, we are no longer, like, what the fuck? That's so weird. And I get like it has nothing to do with you. But again, like I just truly believe in these like boundaries, and your sister like doesn't even know these people. This is her ex-husband. Like, ooh, how weird. Oh my gosh. And she kept it from me for 6 years. I only found out because she left her phone at my house and I saw several texts from the wife. When I asked her about it, she just brushed it off and said it wasn't a big deal. I told her that she can do whatever she wants, but I will be cutting her off completely as I was helping her pay her college loans. Oh my gosh, and I will be going no contact. She called me unreasonable and said I'm being petty and unable to move on from something that happened a long time ago. She also said the wife is a lovely person and a good friend. She said she will be fucked, financially speaking. I told her to go fuck herself. Somehow my parents agree with her. So am I the asshole? No, you're not the asshole. Here's the thing. She's not wrong. She can be friends with whoever she wants to be friends with. But like you then also are allowed to cut her off. Like that is a completely normal, and that's crazy. You're helping her pay her college loans. Oh, that is so wildly inappropriate in my opinion. And like the fact that she's taking it out on you, it's like, no, these are the consequences of your actions. I think I said consequences of your actions, little girl. What? Like, here's the thing. Yeah, both of them are allowed to. Like, I know some people would have a different opinion than me about like, yeah, it happened and that was her, brother-in-law and so on. But it's weird. Nobody can convince me that that's not weird. And the sister is totally in the right to do whatever. Like if, again, my brother stayed friends with Carter, if we got a divorce and was like so close with Carter and his new girlfriend, no, that would make me lose my fucking mind. Like I am a psychopath to my core and that shit's not okay. And unfortunately, yeah, your sister, like she's literally going to choose them over you. But here's the tricky part is that like she's already been hiding it before. Like the fact that she just found out, she might say she's not close to them anymore and be hiding it. And therefore that's going to get a little tricky and a little messy. But hopefully I would just cut her off. I would just like, regardless, like, yeah, do whatever you want. Goodbye. For my peace of mind. No, life is too short. What? Let them help her pay her college loans. Maybe she should go to them and ask and say, hey, my sister cut me off because I'm best friends with you and it's weird as fuck. Will you guys pay for my college loans? Nope, not the asshole. Okay, next. Am I the asshole for locking food so my roommate doesn't eat it? I know it sounds bad, but hear me out. I, 19 female, am a university student, and I have two roommates, 19 female and 25 female. This rant is about the 25-year-old. Backstory. I meal prep on Mondays for the days I have classes, which is Tuesday through Friday. I leave the house around 5:30 a.m. to go to the gym and get back around 7 p.m. because my lab classes run late. However, recently, my roommate has been eating the food I meal prep. For instance, if I meal prep on Monday, the food for the week would be gone by Wednesday night, and I would have nothing to eat for Thursday and Friday. When I asked her about it, her excuse was, I am too tired from work to cook. The food looks like it's going to waste, so I ate it since you're never here. I'm really doing a favor for us both, TBH. Even after I told her a couple of times that meal prep is for 4 days, I low-key just gave up. What? That is a crazy excuse. She said, I am too tired from work to cook. Hello, this girl meal prepped her own food. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Because I was going to say, if it's like a snack here and there, that is annoying as fuck. But like that to me is just like maybe keep your snacks in your room. She's full on eating the food that she's meal prepping. Oh my gosh. The food looks like it's going to waste. It's not your food, bitch. And I get it because I am the biggest anti-food waster of them all. That's not your food. Like, regardless, even if it was going to waste, like, that's not your food. Oh my gosh. Okay. My other roommate said that her fruit gets eaten as well. And it's the same excuse. It's going bad, blah, blah, blah. We're first year uni students. We really don't know what to do when it comes to this, TBH. Honestly, it's so draining living with someone like this, especially when she brings up the fact that my parents pay for my rent and food while she works a full-time job and is barely getting by with the cost of living nowadays. Apparently to her, it really doesn't affect me directly. Technically, she's right. And part of me really feels bad that she can't afford food, but I'm just helpless. No, what? I get, again, like, on the very, very, very surface, I get what she's saying, obviously, but like that still gives you absolutely no right, 0% right to eat somebody's food. Oh yeah, you might have to start locking the food. That's crazy. You just got to get out of this scenario because like the resentment is just going to build. Living with somebody, whatever the issue is, this or God knows what, it just like festers and festers and festers and like you start to hate that person. I wonder how they met her. She's 25 and the other two are 19. Oh my gosh. And to like bring up like your parents pay for your food and rent. I mean, like, again, yeah, totally. That would be super frustrating in and of itself. Like that, just that. You know, living with people and you know that their parents pay for everything and you're busting your ass. And not that these people aren't. Again, some people were just luckier and, you know, had parents that wanted to take care of them. I get that. I understand where the frustration is coming from potentially, but like that's not an excuse to eat their food, right? Nothing is an excuse to eat somebody's food when it's not yours. When it is not yours. I'm not sure if I said that correctly. I think I missed a word. Oy, I mean, what's the other solution if you could get out of like living with this person? But I can't imagine that's going to be easy. You probably have a lease or something. Okay, let's finish this. Recently, she got petty by leaving the Tupperware in the sink and saying that it's technically my dishes, so I had to wash it. Bruh, what? So, in the midst of anger from this, I installed these fridge lock boxes that require a code to unlock. Although I found it really hard to resort to this, as I've always been taught to respect others and it feels like I'm going against my core values, I just feel taken advantage of. You are being taken advantage of. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. How is she gonna be petty? How is the person that's eating other people's food gonna get petty because you asked her not to eat her food? Oh my gosh. Or not your food, not her food. That is not her food. Your food. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Leaving the Tupperware. It's already crazy just eating somebody else's food and then leaving your dishes of the food that you ate. Like, I'm not sure why she's even being petty. Like, I don't even understand how that's happening. Anyways, I feel like I would do the same thing. I would be so pissed and buying the lock. I get it. Okay. Ever since I've installed this, she called me a bitch and has been acting really upset, giving me and my other roommate the silent treatment. She would also make snide remarks like greedy, etc. Or she would bring her friends over and make comments like, sorry, can't eat here. The food is in jail, and laugh it off. Oh, that's kind of funny. Like, if the circumstances weren't what they were, it's crazy though. Like, she must be so twisted in the head. Like, that joke would be funny if like somebody was just locking their food and like none of this had happened. But like, you're the one. Are you not embarrassed? I just like cannot understand the entitlement of like eating somebody else's food. Yeah, like the getting taken advantage of. Oh my gosh. Sorry, can't eat here. The food is in jail. That's wild. Oh my gosh. Okay. And now I'm starting to think that maybe I was indeed stingy and greedy. No, you were not. It was totally justified. And like, that is money. And like, you meal prep. Oh my gosh. Like, I just feel so bad for this girl. Like, she's doing everything she can to like meal prep and like be to her classes and be on top of shit. And then somebody else is eating it. That's just so wildly inappropriate. Okay. Honestly, people have read it. Am I the asshole for installing lock boxes to keep my roommate from getting into my food? No, not the asshole. Here are the options that you take for next steps. Number one, you just keep everything locked. Okay. Therefore, you don't have to deal with it. It is what it is. Number two, you either move out or she moves out. And like, if you have a lease, that shit's hard to break and it might not be worth it. And third, that's it. Those are your options. Keep it locked. Like, there's nothing you can do. Like, to take them away, she's just going to eat your food again. And like, that I don't agree with. Oh my gosh. It's wild. Like, oh my gosh. If that were me, and let's say I was eating somebody's food, I would feel so embarrassed. Oh my gosh, you guys. That roommate that I had that went through my diary, she accused me of using her K-cups. I'm like, no, bitch, I don't want your shitty coffee. No offense, but I was not using them. But she like, I'm trying to remember how that went down. I don't know if she brought it up a couple times and I was like, I literally don't know what you're talking about. So I went to Walmart and bought her a box. Like, she literally got the cheapest, and like Keurig's cheap in general. Like, Keurig coffee cup, like these things are like 25 cents a thing, maybe 50 when you get a pack of like 20 or 30. I went to Walmart and I bought her a box. I said, I haven't done shit, but here you go. Here are extra. Like, what are we talking about? Oh my gosh. But this person is actually eating the food. Yeah. I don't know where you go from there. You keep it locked or you move out, but like, it's just going to be uncomfortable. This is exactly what it was like when I found out that my roommate had gone through my journal. This was like so early on in living there. It was like right as school started, and the lease was from like May to May. So I'd lived there for like the summer months. I learned in like August or September that happened because a friend told me, and then I had to live there until May because I couldn't get out of it. I didn't know what that entailed. I just would come home. I would fake being on the phone. I would hide in my room. And like, it was awful. It was awful. Thankfully, I got a boyfriend at the time. And then I just started going over there. And honestly, it probably like encouraged me to get a boyfriend. That way I had somewhere to go, because like I didn't want to be at home with her. Oh my gosh. And she's just like, she was always sitting in the living room, and we shared a bathroom. It was a 2-bed, 1-bath. And like, I had to wait for her and it took her forever. Like, these things are already annoying, like learning to, live with somebody. But then I like, after something has happened, you're just like extra pissed off. And like I said, it just festers and festers and festers. Oh my gosh. Anyways, you're not the asshole at all. I think that was a normal reaction to lock your food. Damn. Okay. Next. Okay, this next story is really long and I think there's an update. And honestly, the reason that I grabbed it was because it reminded me of Carter, because obviously we'll get into it as we go, but like now that Carter's an attorney, it is so real that like people always ask him for legal advice. Like anywhere we go, my friends, like I've already had like 3 different friends of mine be like, can you talk to Carter about this? Or like sent over a contract of some sort for him to look at. And the title of this one is, am I the asshole for not giving legal advice at a party to someone I just met? Hi, everyone. This actually happened last night. I was at my brother's place for the NFL draft party. I haven't seen my brother in a couple weeks, and my brother and I live a couple hours from each other because I moved away, so I haven't seen a lot of his friends in years. I also have not met most of my brother's girlfriend's family and friends because she comes from a town a couple hours from where they currently live in the opposite direction from where I live. My brother and his girlfriend have been together 2 years and are getting engaged next month. At the party, I was talking with a group of people and one guy, the husband of one of my brother's girlfriend's friends, asked me what I do for a living and I said that I'm an attorney. He then asked me what kind of law I practice and I could already see where this was going. He then started into so I'm having a problem with one of my neighbors, ... And as he was launching into his story, I reached in my pocket and gave him my card and told him to call me in the morning to discuss the issue. He got upset and said, why can't I just answer a couple of quick questions for him since we are both there? I said I was there to see my brother and watch the draft and didn't want to discuss business right now. Totally valid, totally normal, totally okay. And again, I'm always so aware of like if I'm imposing myself on other people, like I would completely understand that. Like even if it was just so harmless and I just started talking about something and they were like, sorry, like I could understand that that person is an attorney. This is their job. Like, you know, it's one thing if it's just like a part of conversation where you're talking about a story and it's like, oh, hey, legally, you know, like when somebody wants to chime in, but it's like literally somebody you just met and they're asking you for legal advice. No, he's in the right. Give him his business card. Call me tomorrow. That is like totally normal and valid. Okay. I don't see the problem. As other attorneys will tell you, at social gatherings, this is a common thing. Once people find out you're an attorney, they'll try to corner you with a bunch of questions and you're basically back on the clock. Years ago, I decided to do the business card thing instead of answering questions so I could actually enjoy social gatherings. Besides, these things almost never turn into actual business. People just want free legal advice. I've never had any complaints about it before. I get it. And also, here's the thing. With Chat GPT in today's day and age, like if you actually have a legal question, type that shit into Chat GPT and say, hey, this is what's going on. I feel like you could get a lot of information there. Like, oh yeah, you know, on one hand, it's like, it's harmless, whatever. But like, I don't think people realize, and I would have never known until I started dating Carter. And now that he's in the profession, like literally everybody asks, or like, yeah, you'll be at a, you know, situation and somebody's bringing up something and they're like, oh, legally, like Carter, what's this? And it's like, again, there's like a fine line. If it's just like rhetorical and like just part of the conversation, but if like somebody is coming to you, like for example, my friends Ryan and Natalie are setting up a lease with his mom. They're like leasing her house. She's moving out. And therefore we had Carter go through the contract. I said, yeah, of course he can. And I kind of just made him work. He like went over this. I also had a content creator friend who was stuck in a management situation. And like I had him go through her contract. This was also my doing. And honestly, Carter might hate me for that. But like, you know, thankfully, most of Carter's friends are in the legal profession themselves. Like obviously most of his friends here in Texas are from law school, or like his very best friend has his own business and a legal team and therefore like he doesn't need him. But as we get older and make new friends that aren't attorneys, I can already see this happening because it already does happen, even though I've kind of volunteered Carter, and maybe I should stop doing that. He's probably like, bitch, shut up. Anywho, okay, let's keep going. The guy got upset and said something under his breath and stormed off. The other people standing there all made a face as he stormed off, and we went right back into our conversation. That was it. Or so I thought. The rest of the night was fine, and it was never brought up again. We enjoyed the draft, and I enjoyed seeing my brother's knucklehead friends these years later. I got a text from my brother this morning, and he said, I want to make this clear. I completely understand why you did what you did. He has seen it happen a bunch of times at events and heard me complain about it afterwards. However, his girlfriend is upset that I blew her friend's husband off and wants me to reach out to him and apologize and answer his questions. What? No. My brother said he's on my side and said he told her such, but she made him send the text to me anyway. I believe my brother being on my side and understand he's just trying to keep the peace in his relationship. Then explain to your girlfriend that it's like, what? Apologize to a grown man who is asking for free legal advice? Like, it's not that big of a deal, but at the same time, like, it's not that big of a deal. It goes to both sides. It's like, dude, get over it. Just call him. He literally gave you his business card, or was trying to. That way you could call him and ask questions. What's the big deal? I'm not really understanding. I said, I'm not texting and apologizing or calling the guy, but he has my card and is welcome to call me. I feel I did nothing wrong, and just because of my job doesn't mean that I'm on the clock 24/7. My brother said, yeah, I knew you'd say that, but now I can at least tell my girlfriend I tried, and that was it with him. I mean, that's fair. I get that. You kind of just have to do your due diligence. Totally get it. Again, I thought this was the end, but it's not. His girlfriend texted my mom and told her what happened. Now, my mom is texting me saying, I know it's annoying what this guy did, but can you call this guy so that your relationship with brother's girlfriend isn't negatively affected? Because she's obviously upset with you. My brother is getting engaged to her next month, and she's going to be family, and there's no need to have a rift when she's about to be family. I said it's too late. The fact that she cried to my mom already created a rift on my end about her now. Oh, yeah, I would be annoyed with that too. Why are you calling his mom and crying to her? Have your friend call him, like he said. And the fact that she can't like see the other side of it, it's like, hello, like if you were in this position, I understand, but people can never remove themselves. It's like, but he was just asking, like it's not that hard. But it's like, this happens to him all the time. And like, he literally, I cannot stress this enough, he literally gave him his card to have him call him the next morning if he wanted to chat. That guy could just call him and clear everything up. Like, this is being blown into something so big for no good reason, in my opinion. Again, I declined, and my mom said she understands, but just doesn't want negative feelings with brother's girlfriend over this. I said, no, he can call me and I'll answer any questions that he has. So Reddit, am I the asshole for how I handled this? No, not the asshole, like literally at all. I'm sorry. You just don't want to give free legal advice. And like, I'm not going to say what I already said again. I'm just going to keep it moving. There is an update. Okay. I'm just going to get right into that. I have some small updates on this. My brother got engaged to the girlfriend referenced in the post a couple of weeks ago. They had a get together to celebrate their engagement this past weekend. They only invited immediate family and those that they expect to be in their wedding party. My brother had asked me about being his best man last week before the party, but at the dinner, they formally gave gifts to everyone in their wedding party, along with officially asking everyone to be in the wedding party. Said brother's fiance's friend's husband was there as well. He is not going to be in the wedding party, but his wife apparently will be. I was there before he was, and when he came in, he made no attempt to come over and say hello to me or the group I was talking with. Fine, I hardly know the guy, so I don't care if he talks to me. At dinner, there was no assigned seats, but my girlfriend and I happened to be seated not super close to him and his wife, but close enough to where we could hear each other's conversations if we weren't involved in our own conversations. At dinner, I was sitting with my girlfriend next to me on the same side they were seated. On my other side was my sister and her husband, and across from me was some other friends of my brother's fiance I had never met before this night. My girlfriend was not at the previous event, but I, of course, had told her about the issue. Anyway, my girlfriend and I are making small talk with the friends of my brother's fiance across from us, and of course, what we all do for a living came up. I said that I was an attorney, and the guy at that point decided to interject into our conversation and say, "But don't ask him any questions right now. He'll just give you his card and tell you to call him during business hours." Oh my gosh, grow up. To my delight and his horror, one of the friends we were talking to responded and said, "Yeah, of course. I'd hardly expect him to give me legal advice at his brother's engagement party." Woo! Oh my gosh. He made an angry face, mumbled something to his wife, who told him to drop it, and then I don't think he said a word again the rest of the night. Nothing big, just thought some of you might find this update amusing. Yes. I love that for him. I love when the truth comes out and we prevail. Oh my gosh. Yeah, sorry. You're just the asshole. Okay. Next. Am I the asshole for hiring help to do the chores I agreed to take on in our marriage? I, 27 female, have been married to my husband, 32 male, for a year. He's incredibly successful and makes significantly more money than I do. I work full-time as an architect, not a super high salary, but I love what I do. And when we got married, we agreed that he'd handle all the bills and I'd take care of the housework, which includes cooking, cleaning, laundry, etc. Basically, a modernized housewife dynamic, except I still work because I love my career. Now, here's the thing. I suck at being a housewife. I don't enjoy cooking or cleaning, and it drains me. So instead of burning myself out, I decided to use my own money from work to hire a housekeeper who comes in a few times a week and a meal service that handles dinners. Everything still gets done. The house is spotless. My husband always has clean clothes, and meals are prepped and on the table. It costs me money, yes, but it frees up my energy, and honestly, I think it makes me feel like a better wife emotionally and mentally. I think that's amazing. I think pop the fuck off. Here's the thing, outsource. Like, if you hate doing something and it literally kills your soul and spirit, she's using her own money to take care of the chores that she agreed to. I don't see the problem. Okay. But my husband is furious. He says the deal was I do the housework, not to pay someone to do it. He says it feels like I'm not keeping up my end of the marriage agreement and that it's lazy and disrespectful to outsource my responsibilities, even if it's with my own money. What? I'm sorry. What? You're not keeping up your end of the marriage agreement? Are these things that are in your marriage agreement? The fact that she has to physically cook and clean? That's crazy. What, does he get off on you doing all of that stuff? Like, I don't really understand. I tried to explain that I'm still honoring the results of the agreement. The work is still done, just not by me personally, and that it's not like I'm expecting him to pay for the help. But he's really upset and says I'm undermining the whole point. So, am I the asshole for outsourcing the housework I agreed to do, even though I'm paying for it and the house is still getting taken care of? What is the point? He says you're undermining the whole point. What is the point? that he wants you to do physical labor for him? Like, I'm genuinely asking, what is that point? Like, you are taking care of the things that need to get taken care of. I'm so confused. I would just sit him down and be like, let's talk about this. Like, oh, I'm guessing he's like probably really traditional, but it's also like, and here's the thing. I'm not going to say that we're setting women back by women wanting to be stay-at-home moms. Like, I'm not one of these power feminist fucking people who's like, oh, we're setting women back. I think that the best part of everything is that women get to choose. I think there are women that get to choose to be a stay-at-home wife, and that's what they want to do. And there are women that get to choose to work. And like, that's the whole point of feminism. And like, just the fact that we are able to do things and choose what we want to do. But like, this man, like, where it takes a turn is like, and again, the man is not wrong for it. Like, he should have been straight up though and just been like, I'm very traditional and I think that you need to cook and clean and do all of the things. But here's the thing. She's a full-time worker. Like, the men who get off on their women being a housewife, like, then make her an actual housewife unless she doesn't want to be. Again, like, I believe fully in a woman's autonomy. If she wants to work, she should work. But like, if you're the type of man that like wants that, then you should have made that so fucking clear from the get-go and found a woman that doesn't want to work and wants to do all of the home stuff. You know what I mean? Like, she's a full-time worker and she loves her job. And like, she agreed to do all of that stuff, even though technically on paper, maybe he works a few extra hours. Let's say he's in finance, has some late nights, whatever. She agreed to do the housework, even though she also has a full-time job. And like, again, she's outsourcing. Like, what is the point? I just come back to that sentence. It's undermining the whole point. Like, I'm confused what the point is. Like, if you just want a clean house and food on the table, she's getting that done. Now, if like you just, I don't know, get off on the idea that it's strictly done by your wife, then I guess that should have been made clear. You just have to sit down with said husband and say, sorry. And like, wouldn't he want you happier? Like, at the end of the day in your marriage, like, the only thing you should be worried about is that like your partner is happy. And like, I understand if you work a full-time job and then do all of the cooking and cleaning, that shit can drain you, especially if you hate the chores that you're doing. For example, Carter and I've talked about this before, he cleans. I would say cooking is split. Like, I cook during the weeks and then he cooks mainly on the weekends or some odd nights. I do the laundry. And like, honestly, you guys, I feel like I'm getting a kick-ass end of the deal. Like, I hate cleaning and he hates doing laundry. And those are our big things. And everything else is just kind of like, if the trash is full, we take out the trash. And like, other than that, I think that's pretty much it. But you just have to find what works for you. But like, I don't understand his point at all. I don't get it. And I think you are not the asshole. Okay, next. Last but certainly not least. Am I the asshole for messaging my husband's mistress's husband? Backstory. My husband, 29 male, let's call him Adam, and I, 30 female, have been married for 4 years. 2 years ago, I found a text message exchange between him and a coworker. Let's call her Hannah. These texts were going on for months behind my back. At the time, they weren't incredibly incriminating. It clearly did show a mutual friendship that could be progressing to more. I expressed my discomfort to Adam, not for the friendship, but for keeping it a secret. If it didn't mean anything, why wouldn't he tell me? He assured me that the only reason he didn't tell me was because he knew I'd react like that. Oh, every single man has used this line. It's like, I didn't tell you because I knew you'd be mad. After months of texting a female coworker, no, that is the shittiest and worst excuse of all time, in my opinion. He said she was married, let's call her husband Joe, and that they were just work friends. I asked that he limit his contact with her and be more open with me. They continued to be friends. Periodically, I would remind Adam that I was uncomfortable with their friendship when she would keep popping up in all of his stories from work, but he would brush it off and assure me that I was overreacting. Well, 3 months ago, I came home from work and he told me that he had feelings for her. Not a big shocker, and don't worry, I've already filed for divorce. He said Hannah was separating from her husband Joe, and she made a couple of comments to him that made him feel uncomfortable, but then made him question their connection as well. Comments like, "Do you think we're too close?" And "I wish I met you before I met my husband." And "I've always found you attractive," etc. He realized he cared for her, but he wanted to tell his wife because he did not like keeping it from me. Adam assured me they were never physical, and he sobbed about how I deserved better. Of course, he wanted to be with me. Yada, yada, yada. I naively said I'd work on it, and that lasted all of 3 weeks. Within the second week, Adam had a full breakdown questioning what it all had meant. I wrote Hannah a letter, which I had Adam give to her. I had no other way of reaching her, expressing that I am a real person that both of them have hurt. I said I contemplated telling her husband, but I held myself back because I did not know if that would put her in harm's way. He told me that she was scared I would tell her husband because she didn't know what he would do. I said she should be. Yes. Good. The consequences of your own actions. What the fuck is going on here? Okay. Some time went by and I found that he was still talking with her. He said he did not want to stop talking to her. I said I think he should leave for the weekend. He went to his parents' house over the weekend and there was severe weather at our house. Picture me locked in a laundry room with 2 dogs and 2 cats. Of course, Adam and I were texting. He was watching the weather and hoped we were safe. He comes back home the next morning before work. While he was outside with the dogs, I checked his phone. Yes, I know that was bad. I found that the prior night he was also texting Hannah. Their conversation included her saying he was so cute and asking about what they would do for their first date. He responded with a couple of suggestions for activities that they could do. She loved it. Blah, blah, blah. Again, I'm divorcing already. Seeing all this shit again, just like the first story, I would lose my mind. If I saw Carter texting a girl about their first date, literally I would pop a gasket. Is that what you say? Anywho, when I found the messages, my heart sank. He came back in from outside and I told him that I wanted a divorce. I told him what I saw and that he has lost all decision-making power in our relationship. It was up to me now. Here's where I'm not sure if I'm the asshole. I went to work and got started on handcrafting a few messages. I sent his parents a text informing them of what he was doing under their roof. I sent his brother a message saying that Adam might need a place to stay. I sent Joe an email informing him of their emotional affair with as many specifics as I could remember about her specific comments, and I told him that if I found out any harm came to Hannah as a result of my message, I would personally report him. I then sent Hannah a long email that acknowledged my pain, informed her that up until this morning, Adam was still telling me he would do couples counseling, which was leading her on, that I reached out to her husband, I copied and pasted my message to him in my email to her, and that I did not want to hear from her. Adam fully freaked out. He said I was compromising people's jobs. I emailed Hannah on her work email, but she was doing what she was doing at work, so why is she ashamed when it's written down? I'm blowing up everything. How could I? Etc. I got a call from his mom berating me, saying that if any harm came to her son, it would be on me. She said I would have to live with myself. I simply apologized for upsetting her and blocked her number. The way I'm telling you, I didn't even raise my voice. Props to her, and I get it. If you had been cheated on or like whatever, an emotional affair affair, you would be so, like, I would freak out. I would probably do the exact same thing because you want everybody to feel your pain, whether it's rational or not. I think if you took some time after the fact, you probably would wish that you didn't, or you might think differently or might think otherwise of doing that. But it's like, no, these people were having an emotional affair. It was so inappropriate. That's your husband. Like, I get it. I'm not saying I condone it. I'm not saying that I'm encouraging it, but I can 100% see, like, literally, if that were me, you guys, I would blow everything up. I would start this apartment on fire. I would go to work. I would cause a scene. I would do everything in my power to like ruin everybody's life. So I think these emails were actually not that bad. I felt like telling him I would report him would deter any potential harm. I also thought that including what I sent to him in my message to her was a courtesy to prepare her for anything he might do. I also am finding it hard to take the responsibility of a potential violent act that I verbally discouraged and warned her about. I also warned them both that I was considering telling Joe, not because I wanted to punish them, but just because he had the right to know. 3 of the 4 people in the situation were well aware of the inappropriate conduct, and Joe was just hanging out and hoping for a reconciliation. I'm finding it tough to believe what Adam's mom said, but am I the asshole for messaging my husband's mistress's husband? No, not the asshole. No. Fully warranted, and he should know. I think any person that's in a situation where their partner is being, cheating, hello, should I just have said cheating on them? I think they have the right to know, and I think it is a brave thing to do, and I understand that oftentimes it's scary and like you don't want to ruin somebody else's life, but like she already did that and that's on her. And as far as the work thing goes, like, yeah, this all started there. It was inappropriate in the first place, like them texting, like that's on them that it came out. Again, everybody likes to say that it's the person's fault who's finally speaking up, but it's like, no, this girl, this is what happens to women or people that get cheated on. It's like all of this shit and trauma happens to them, and then everybody else walks away unscathed. Like nothing happens to them. They blew up their own marriages. They put themselves, like, if nobody knows, like the only person that's hurt in the dynamic is the person that's being cheated on, and that's so fucked up. And I'm not saying that you should always get revenge or get even or like whatever you want to call that, but like I could understand how somebody in that position would be so upset and like want people to know. And I think that it's only valid. All of those people are upset because it's affecting them when it wouldn't have if she wouldn't have said anything. You know what I mean? Like the only reason they're mad at you, and then they blame them, but it's like, nope, you were the one who cheated. Like this all starts here. Like this was so inappropriate and so not okay in the first place. We are married, right? Like that's on you, and now you deal with the consequences of your own actions. Sorry. Like I get it why they're mad at her, because if I were a cheating, lying bastard, like yeah, if my wife that I was cheating on then ruined my life and told my affair partners, like I understand where the anger comes from, but that's his own fault. And the mom is like, again, trying to protect her son, which like whatever I think is wrong. Like your son was emotionally cheating, but I understand where they're coming from, but it's like not valid at all. 0%. Nope, not the asshole. Okay, you guys, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have the best week, and I will see you on Friday. Okay, bye guys.